Hello, lovely ladies, and congratulations on almost finishing week 3 of our Elevate and Energize challenge. This week, I am bringing you an educational video on my favorite topic, exercise. So as busy women, I know that exercise is the first thing to usually fall to the wayside when it comes to our time. But hopefully today I will be able to share with you some of the reasons why exercise really should be a part of your absolute everyday routine. So I'm going to talk about 3 separate training or exercise components. The first being strength training. The second being moderate intensity, or what I call zone 2 cardio. And the last but not least important, stability and mobility training also. So the first component of exercise that I would like to talk to you about is my personal favorite, which is strength training. Why is strength training so important? Well, obviously, as everybody knows, it does help to build lean muscle tissue, which ultimately will boost our metabolism. As we age, we do start to see a decline in our muscle mass, usually from the age of 30 to 35. And that decline will happen quite steadily if we aren't strength training. Strength training also supports our bone density, which is super critical as we age as well. So regardless of what age you're at, we should always be thinking about longevity in the long term, our health span in the long term, which also equates to longevity. So if we're thinking about our bone density as we age, we absolutely want to be reducing that risk of osteoporosis. Strength training also enhances our joint stability and our posture. It reduces aches and pains and decreases the risk of injury as we age. Strength training also improves our insulin sensitivity, which essentially means that we can balance our blood sugar levels more regularly and managing our cravings. We can increase our muscle tissue and tone of our body, which ultimately will increase our confidence and our body awareness. Long-term studies have shown a very high association with lowering the risk of heart disease, cancer, and premature death through strength training. So how much strength training do I recommend? A minimum of 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week, focused on a whole body approach. So the second component of exercise that I'd like to talk to you about is moderate intensity exercise. That is brisk walking, jogging, or even cycling. So why do we want to do moderate intensity cardio? Well, it strengthens our heart and our lungs. Super important for our cardiovascular health as we age. It helps to boost our mood and reduce our anxiety. Also supports our sleep, which is super important. It helps to regulate our blood pressure and cholesterol, supporting our weight management and our fat loss strategy, and improves our circulation and brain function. Super important for sharper memory and focus. Long term, it has been associated with reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, and it absolutely supports our longevity. So how do we define moderate intensity cardio? Well, when you are either doing a nice brisk walk or doing a light jog or cycling, moderate intensity cardio will allow you to be able to hold a conversation, but need to stop and regulate that breath regularly. If you are able to hold a conversation without thinking about your breathing, you are likely not working hard enough And alternatively, if you are not able to hold a conversation at all and you are puffing and panting and really out of breath, you are likely working too hard. So I recommend 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio per week. Usually we would break that down into 5 lots of 30-minute, say, brisk walks. But you are absolutely welcome to break that down into any component or way that fits into your life. The final component of exercise that I would love to talk to you about is mobility and stability exercises. So what are mobility and stability exercises? Well, essentially, they are gentle, intentional movements that support our body's function. Some of the key benefits to doing stability and mobility exercises would be to improve our joint health and our range of motion, especially if we sit for long periods of time. It enhances our balance and our coordination, which will, as we age, help to prevent injuries. It can absolutely help to reduce muscle stiffness and muscular tension, so helping to ease some of that post-exercise soreness and stiffness that we absolutely can experience. It does complement our strength and our cardio exercises by aiding in our recovery and also assisting with our muscle activation. So long-term stability and mobility exercises keep you moving confidently as we age. How many mobility and stability sessions do I recommend? A minimum of 2 per week. The easiest way that I recommend incorporating stability and mobility exercises is to jump onto YouTube. Say, for example, you've got a spare 15 minutes in the morning, jump onto YouTube, type in 15-minute mobility session or exercises, and you will see a wide library of videos that you'll be able to follow along to. So all in all, ladies, wrapping up from this educational video on exercise, you can see how incredibly important exercise is, and it definitely is one of those elements that we should not be letting fall to the wayside. Even though it may not be as important on your fat loss journey, from a health and our wellness perspective, exercise is absolutely important. So I recommend 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week, 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio per week, and at least 2 sessions of stability and mobility sessions per week. All absolutely doable as a busy woman. And I just want you to remember one thing, ladies. You don't need to be perfect at all. We don't need to be hitting these boxes absolutely every week. We just have to be consistent, and your future self will thank you.